In this episode of I Don't Work Here Lady, we are reading 6 interesting stories. Yes, I am a bartender, but not here. Guess I am a zombie now. I am so mad at myself right now. I don't work here, senor, in English or Spanish. Rude Kevin backed up by typical Karen, a short encounter, and finally, my first I don't work here lady moment. If this is your first time, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. For more I don't work here lady videos, check out the playlist in the description. Congratulations Rose for the comment of the day. Without cameras, I bet Karens would be more passive because anybody could go ham on them. But nowadays, we need them cameras to press charges when they do crazy stuff. But for now, let's find some more Karens. Yes, I am a bartender, but not here. Funny story, usually every night after work, I go to my favorite bar to have a few beers. Their staff wears black shirts with the name of the bar on the back with orange letters. My shirt is black with the name of my bar in neon green, and on the back it says staff, also in neon green. It's not like the shirts even matter since this bar is famous for hiring cute girls and I am a guy, so no chance of working there. And since I know the staff there, I usually sit at the edge of the bar right when the entrance is just to have faster service. Well, usually I get minimum 5 drunk people at night ordering drinks from me, but I just tell them, sorry, I don't work here. But one day I decided to be a bad person because I had a bad day at work. So every time someone will ask me for a drink, I would just say sure and stay there drinking my beer until they will get angry. I've done it so much now that even their girls that work at the bar laugh every time when they see people waiting next to me for their drinks. Guess I am a zombie now. A while back, I went to Fright Fest that was put on by Six Flags Discovery Kingdom annually for the Halloween season. Now, I am a big fan of scares and acting, but at the time I was too young to get a job there as an actor, so I decided to just wear a previously tie-dye shirt that was purely just red splotches made to look similar to blood, despite washing out to a pink color, so it was not that convincing. I wore it just for the spirit of Halloween and because why not? A few hours in, me and the group I am with come walking out behind a couple after going through a clown haunted attraction. I am in the front of my group and I start talking to another person in my group. Now the girl of the couple turns around as she hears me talking and looks me up and down for like a second. It is also a bit dark at this point in time and just screams and tries to run off but is held back by her boyfriend. She starts flusteredly trying to explain to her boyfriend that she got scared because of me. Mind you, I was a minor at the time and I am not the tallest guy. Next, on the way out of the park, I am trying to get something out of the pocket of my pants. This pocket being more on my legs since they were a weird combo of cargo and jogger pants. I am trying to rebutton the pocket and this effectively makes me limp while I am bent over trying to mess with the pocket. Due to this gait, I am making a weird shuffling noise in which draws attention from the couple in front of us. Yet again, one girl from the group in front of us takes a look at me doing the weird walk with red, still not in a convincing blood pattern, on my shirt and freaks out and runs ahead further. So neither of these times I tried to scare people. I ended up really freaking out 2 people out at Six Flags despite not working there nor being in an actual costume. I am so mad at myself right now. First, I am on mobile, so I will try to at least do the paragraph properly. Truth be told, I've been lurking here for a few weeks and enjoying the stories, especially the ones where the cops are called and the entitled person gets what's coming to them. I've had pretty tame encounters myself and have actually been thinking about how I'd handle my next one. So, and to my shame, I was in Five Below today, just minding my own business, looking at the video game stuff. I had just returned some headphones that did not work and was looking at what else I could get instead. I looked down and saw a trigger assembly and was curious what exactly it was. I reached forward and grabbed it, and as I bring it back to examine it, a random lady, RL, comes walking up to me. Where do you keep the raffle tickets? My curiosity had tightened my focus. As I suddenly start to take in my surroundings again, I think to myself, raffle tickets? That's the weird question. Does she think I work here? I look down at my shirt, which is from my completely different and totally unrelated company, and it only has a logo and some weird motivational messages on it, and that's all. I looked at the employees afterward and every single shirt had Five Below written in hard to miss font on the front. I start to think harder about her question. Raffle tickets? Oh wow, maybe there's an event today to win prizes. But I kind of doubted that since I didn't see any signs like that coming in. In either case, I could not help her. As she stood there awaiting my response, I tried to think of something, anything, that I could say to her, and the only thing my brain let in on was, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. The random lady just looks at me in confusion. For a few seconds, we both stand there, staring at each other until she turns and walks away. Right as this happened, all of my brain function starts to return to normal, and I think to myself, oh no, tell her you don't work here. So as she is walking away, I yell, try asking at the front desk with the people who actually work here. But alas, it was too late. I don't think she heard me, and I had blown my chance at a witty comeback. I examined the item in my hand, and it was some trigger thing that fits on your phone. Totally useless to me. So I put it back down and left a few moments later. The only upside to my trip there is that when I left, there was an elderly lad being walked outside who wanted all the love, and I gave him chin scratches. Now, I just sit here and plan my next encounter, knowing it will happen eventually, and hoping next time I will finally get to say my witty comeback. I don't work here, senor, in English or Spanish. Years ago, after my Saturday shift, I stopped to pick up stuff for dinner at a grocery store with a similar uniform as mine. Same color shirts. I finished up, paid, and for some reason that I can't even remember, I stood waiting in the small entrance with gumball machines and such. I did not remember that I had on my uniform, so I did not understand why a man came up to me asking when we would be getting more ice. I think I said something really intelligent, like, huh? He repeated his question and I realized what was up. I told him that I did not work there. He shook his head and repeated himself. So I told him again that I did not work there. He asked again, but he raised his voice. Not angrily, but maybe he thought I was hard of hearing. I matched his volume and told him that I did not work for this store. He cocked his head, puzzled, and I saw a misguided light bulb go on over his head. He proceeds to ask me in Spanish when we're getting ice. I laughed and answered him in Spanish that I did not work there. And then, he looked so incredibly disoriented, he looked around for help from the other shoppers. Someone else who was standing in there was kind enough to clue him in. He looked absolutely embarrassed, but then he said my name and the store where I actually work, and I realized I had my badge on. He said it with the tone of voice of someone who's about to ask for the manager or make a complaint. I took off my badge and put it in my pocket and began ignoring him, and luckily his wife or whoever she was walked up and he put this attention on her. Not terribly dramatic, just a nice example of how people can go into customer mode and then kind of get stuck in it. Rude Kevin backed up by typical Karen, a short encounter. Now for the cast: me, a male age 32, cousin, male 23, Kevin, the angry shopper, male 45 to 50 years, and Karen. I went to the supermarket with my cousin, me, a male 32, and cousin, male 23. We were wearing typical t-shirts and denim, and the store staff were wearing, I think, yellow shorts and trousers. As we were walking around a display of something, Kevin, male 45 to 50, walks to my cousin, points to an item in the aisle a little far away and say, "Hey you, bring it back to me, here." My cousin is very conscious about the way he looks, is perceived, and is taken aback. Insta generation. Even so, he just says, "I don't work here." Kevin says nothing to him, turns to me, points to the item, and says the same thing. I also reply calmly, "I don't work here." At this time, my cousin and I look at each other and start to laugh, loud enough for him to hear. Kevin has no reaction, no sorry, no embarrassment, not even acknowledgement of him being rude around. As we are finishing our last, his wife, presumably, come walking very fast towards us three and says, "What are these two saying to you? What happened, huh? Huh?" Kevin is quiet, no reaction. She goes again, "Huh? Huh?" By this time, we had started walking away. I am usually very polite, but her "huh" was so infuriating, I turned back and politely said, whoever he sees in the store, he starts ordering them. To which, they both have almost no reaction, but like a 2% smirking smile. My cousin and I laughed again as we walked away. God blesses everyone. My first r/I don't work here lady moment. For reference, I am 19 and only 5'10", but I have a beard, and as I was told since I was 15, I look like I am in my early 20s. I was at my closest Home Depot looking for a new drill and driver in the power tools section when this youngish man walked up and asked if I knew anything about drills. The guy was in his early 30s maybe, and he was wearing one of those tools pockets you put on your belt. Not a full tool belt, just the one oversized pocket. I started telling him the little I knew about drills, since I really only know the basics and which brands are slightly better than the others. Once you get into a specific price range of about $120 and $140 for drills, the differences are pretty much non-existent for anyone who is not using the tools on a daily basis. I told the guy that Rigid, Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita are all pretty much equal, and that it comes down to the minute details for him to decide on. The guy did not like how expensive the things were, the cheapest being $120 without a battery, an additional $60 purchase. So I suggested Ryobi, since it is worse than the other super colorful big box brand, but still holds up to the demand of a home DIYer. The Ryobi drill and driver still cost like $70, and he was not too happy. He said that he doesn't expect to use the thing for more than the one job he was doing, so I suggested Harbor Freight, since their prices are sometimes half that of the big box stores, and that most contractors, when in need of a temporary one-job tool, will go to Harbor Freight, buy the tool, and just toss it or abuse it to excess after the job since it's so damn cheap. The guy eventually settled on a corded Ryobi drill for $30. Honestly, something I'd never buy, but to each his own. Once he had made his choice, he asked me something to the effect of, "You don't work here?" I said no, and he thanked me a bunch. It was not much of an interaction and only lasted like 2 minutes, but it was extremely satisfying to me. I am far from an expert on the topic of power tools, though I do like to learn about them and use them often in my garage, just mucking about it, so it felt really nice to be able to help someone with something I can help with. I am also an introverted person, so I don't usually interact with people when I can help it, but this interaction put a smile on my face that stayed on all the way home. Hey, did you like this I Don't Work Here Lady video? If you did, check out my playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort and time to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 64 of I Don't Work Here Lady. See ya!